Hello and welcome to Nonic Nonsense, a show where the host opinions are like an eight-show week, relentless and never-ending. I am Kat Gold.
I am Michael Metadomini. We're hopping straight into it today. Today we have just a wonderful guest, someone that I consider my best friend down here in the South Florida theater community. We have been through the trenches together, working hard and singing our asses off and dancing our asses off. This human is incredibly talented. So welcome him to the pod, Isaiah Scott.
Woo!
Hello.
Oh my
How's it
gosh.
So
going,
glad to be
Isaiah?
here. I'm chilling, today was a rest day. Uh, I'm in Legally Blonde right now at Lauderhill Performing Arts Center, directed by Michael Ursua and choreographed by Alex Jorth. Um, yeah, we kind of had rehearsals and we were in that straight into opening for like a week. So today is our first real uh kind of 2 days off so we could all vocally rest.
Yeah,
How
and you
was
need a lot of
opening?
rest. How was opening?
Opening was fun. I've been in quite a couple casts down here so far, professionally, and this opening just felt magical. I mean, it's Legally Blonde, so it's a lot of pink. So we all like we're like in group chats talking like, hey, like let's all like wear pink together. Like, so I think that was super cool. It definitely added a togetherness to the cast. This cast is fun. Yeah, it's definitely not, as many people know, not my style of a show. I'm kind of an old head, but it really kind of changed my viewpoint when it comes to a lot of contemporary musicals and even just plays. The story is very riveting. Elle is just such a loving character, and I haven't loved a lead character in a long time. Even throughout like the rehearsal process, I was like, man, like this music is, it's like it's not really sticking with me, but like it's catchy and like I'm trying to follow along, but I'm not quite there yet. But when I heard Elle sing the title song Legally Blonde and like it just tore me to pieces. I was like, oh, this now I understand it, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah, definitely a good show.
It was the first musical I ever did. My freshman year at Dreyfus, I did it with Allie Rosenblum. She was Serena, and I was just an ensemble track. I was the multiculturalism guy, and I still remember those harmonies today. Like if you threw that tenor line at me, I'd still be able to sing it just because of how intricate it is, and it's surprisingly intricate. Like
Yes.
that music is tough, and not
Yes.
only that, like some songs, again, you're jumping rope.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the harmonies are very, 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 very intricate. I was talking to the director and I was like, it's difficult because like with older musicals, there's definitely a beginning, a middle, and an end as far as like the rhythm and the melody of it. And usually that one line, let's say baritone line, for instance, usually stays in that range and doesn't go higher or past a certain point. And with this musical, there's a lot of jumping in and out for like either effect, like a lot of oohs, a lot of ahs. And then sometimes the song
Shitload
will
of
stop
ooze.
like midway, and then there'll
Yeah.
be like a little scene, and you gotta pop back into it. Um, and I think a lot of composers nowadays are really exploring breaking the boundary when it comes to vocal types. Um, in the show, and baritones are way into the tenor range, like belting, and you have some sopranos that have to go really low, and like it's very interesting to hear for sure.
Do you have a favorite number in the show?
My favorite number in the show, and I'm actually not in it. I love "Oh My God," like the first song in the show.
Isaiah. This is where we differ, bro. I'm gonna say it now. Oh my God is one of the worst numbers in musical theater history.
Michael, shut the fuck up,
You
Michael.
shut the fuck up. Listen to me real quick. Oh My God is the worst, one of the worst, because there's some pretty bad songs. One of the worst openers and one of the worst numbers in musical theater, but it's followed by like 22 bangers. After the opening number, Legally Blonde does not miss.
Well, the reason why I like the opening number is like to me, the opening number of a musical sets the tone for the entire show. And if I'm gonna go into Legally Blonde, and if you've watched the movie or you're familiar with like early 2000s like work, like there's Clueless, there's Legally Blonde, there's Heathers, Sabrina the Teenage Witch. If I'm gonna go into that world, I want to like really like hyperspace into it, and nothing is more camp, more hi Barbie than literally Oh My God from Legally Blonde.
Yes,
Like
yes,
it's so
100% agree.
obnoxiously in your face. Like you're gonna get a dream house and a pink car. Like that's what it is. I think, with the movie that Margot Robbie just did, they didn't shy away from that campiness. And I just loved it so much. And it kills me that I'm not in it.
I
Yeah,
respect that. But
Michael,
the
I don't know
number,
how you could think that, oh my God, you guys, is like a worse number than fucking pretty impressive, good to know.
it is
Welcome to
better,
Yeah.
Harvard. What's up? Yeah. And then,
Enid
and then,
Hoop's part in that number
okay,
makes it better than Oh My
Enid
God.
Hoops, Enid Hoops is serving cunt, no matter who it is. Enid Hoops, especially by the time Act Two comes, back the hell out of her way, cunt. No, but no. The other song that's fucking bummer. Take it like a man. Bummer. Hot take. Bummer.
Pretty harmonies.
Yeah. You know what? Lots of things have pretty harmonies.
I don't know.
That's
Cat,
that's called arrangement. The
listen, hear
song
me out.
itself, boo, tomato,
Yeah,
tomato. Oh my God,
it's
you
bad.
guys,
Yeah.
cunt.
I
Yeah.
don't fully get set into Legally Blonde until What You Want. Like when they storm
Really?
into that Harvard office and they are doing that whole routine, that's when I'm like, fuck yeah. And I would have been so loud, like, whoa, more than I already was, because the audience was like,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't want to be the only person wooing, but I was
Were
like,
you were you
it
there
was
at a
so
matinee?
hype. Like it was so hype. I was sitting there like goosebumps. It was so good. And it was so quiet in the theater that like sometimes you could hear the shoes squeak. And I was like, you guys are not getting the point. I was like, this
No.
number is slapping right now. I was like,
Wait, did you go to a matinee?
no,
Oh
Oh,
wow.
that's what
Oh
I'm
yeah, you went on
saying.
that Saturday.
Yes.
Saturday night for Legally Blonde, and they
It
weren't
was
throwing
packed.
their Ulysses up in the air for What You Want.
It was
Death
packed.
to that audience.
Thank you. I was so hyped sitting there. I was like, oh my God, look at them go. I was like,
Bro,
oh,
every time we're behind those doors, we're praying that we get to. I'm in my head. I'm praying that there's some claps or some thunderous applause as we storm into the office. It's pretty big, and the Alex made the choreography very tight with the spacing. Like
it's
we're
crazy.
on it in that number for sure.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I want to
Besides, oh
see
my
it.
God, Bend and Snap is fun. Oh,
I heard your damn loud and clear. Can you do it for me real quick? Just go, damn.
damn! Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
The actress that plays Paulette, she's
Fabulous.
oh yeah, it's a very good show. The are a riot. Couldn't have gotten better dogs for the show.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping that we get to Mike, one of them, because he is just such the cutest little like piglet. It's so cute.
Oh my gosh. Can I just listen? I'm going to say this comment. And I mean this with peace and love because a lot of my friends were on that tour. They didn't have real dogs the day that I went to Legally Blonde on tour. It was a stuffed fucking animal.
Did they do dog sound effects?
Yes.
Oh.
It was
As he
literally
sips his
like
tea. Ooh.
it was literally like the girl came on stage holding, where the where's Al? Instead of like having the dog like walk on stage, she was
Hmm.
holding it, and I was like, that's a stuffed animal. And then like pre-recorded, rough, whatever. And like I'm looking at the dog, and then cut to the Paulette sequence, and this is why. Listen, this is no fault of the performers. This is the fault of like whoever like designed some of this stuff. A lot of the clips with the dogs were pre-recorded. So was half of Whipped into Shape, which was like boo, tomato, tomato, tomato.
Right.
But so the sequence with Paulette's like, I'm taking the dog, whatever. Um, they like pre-recorded it like in fucking Central Park with like a real dog with the Paulette, but it was clearly like we filmed it in advance and like we didn't get to see this.
Use that.
We didn't even
Yeah.
get to see stuffed animal dog for that. So
Wow.
I'm glad that regional company is having real dogs.
And the dogs were cute as shit. So cute.
It's so hard, and they're so professional, and it's so hard not to want to just cuddle them the entire show and pet them the entire show, but it's like no, like we have to give them their space because they have to go on too, you know. And there's not many shows, Broadway productions or musicals in general, that have animals in it, and I think they've learned to keep that. Let's just keep, stick them to puppets. But Whipped into Shape is a phenomenal, fun number, and like me, Michael, like I love a super high energy, sweating out of our costume dance number, and that's
Says
fun.
the man who started the jumps first in Waiters Gallop.
Yeah.
Can't
I
split and
I
all.
I will verbally complain about it, but I love it so much. That's what I live for, the thrill. We'll complain about it every day about how much I'm in pain.
But you love it.
But I love it. Waiters Gallop, if I had to compare, I mean, Waiters Gallop and Whip It Into Shape are very similar, but I will say Waiters Gallop was more difficult.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah. Because Waiters Gallop never stopped and Whipped It Into Shape stops
It has
twice.
that break. Yeah.
Yeah. And so
Well,
by
you
the
got to
time
put
you
on
get,
that fabulous wig, Isaiah.
I mean, yes,
Do you have a
fabulous.
photo of it?
I don't, and I'm I'm hoping to get one. Tanner off stage is like, look at me. He always says all the time. He's like, you after you guys do the left right, and then the finale of Whipped It Into Shape, you just look to your fist like in the sky, and he's like, the way your wig is draped over your face, you have the most manliest look with the wig on. Yeah, it's funny. And you said that you were able to pick me out like candy, huh?
Immediately. Immediately. I saw the look on your face, and you were just like, I know what's about to go down. It was literally when Brooke was like, ladies, welcome to Boston Women's Correctional Facility. And you were literally like, like you were smizing. And I was like, keep in mind, Isaiah knew where I was. Like during What You Want, he pointed at me in the audience. So I was like, oh no,
Yep.
I'm gonna be a target and whipped into shape. This is exactly what I don't think he broke eye contact with me one time. He was like just
I was
my ass off. I was
locked
like, oh my
in.
god. His kicks were like 180 degrees, like left, right. It was bonkers. I was
Ali
incredibly
Rosenblum does
impressed,
not
and I was
play.
out of breath for you guys. That was insane.
It's really easy at the start. But yeah, once you add the wig, it's like your sweat has nowhere to go. So then you're battling the sweat dripping into the eye, and then I don't have long hair ever since I've been born. So like dealing with long hair for the first time is like a mission too, in a jumpsuit. Yeah, it's fun number for sure, but definitely not as hard as Waiters Gallop. Um,
Hmm.
Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
I wish we had grip tape for the jump ropes, but I guess that's what keeps it live theater is not not knowing if the rope is gonna fly out of your hands or not.
Are they like rental ropes?
Yes, that's from a
Boo.
company, yeah, but they're very nice quality. Yeah.
Ali
Boo. That
Rosenblum
sucks.
was built for that role, built for it. Like it literally didn't even seem like she was out of breath in the slightest. It was
Yeah.
wild. And she held this pose on the floor, like arched back, like belly button to the sky with the rope. And she held it there. And I was like, I would be like shaking the entire time while I was there. Couldn't even tell. Like I was like,
Yeah.
oh, she's frozen. They paused her, you know, like
Seeing her abs when she's on the ground with in that pose is ridiculous. She is
Isaiah's in the
really
wings,
Brooke
like
Linden.
he's looking like Enid Hoops.
It's like,
Literally.
oh my gosh. So, just to, we've already gotten off track, which is par for the course for
Par
this
for the course.
fucking show. So tell us, how did you get your start in the theater?
So I did not officially get into the theater world, I would say until high school. Um, I always did love the arts, more as far as like coloring and like that kind of aspect of the arts. And then I found theater in high school. I did dance early on, so I had couple ballet classes. I definitely swam a lot, which kind of allowed me to keep my nimbleness. And then I got to high school, and they had like this club fair day. And walking down the hall, every club had like a little table to sign up for the year, and the drama kids were the loudest, the loudest kids. And I kind of walked past, and I kind of like glanced and like tried to go the other way, but then one of my best friends who's a working actor today, he like grabbed my hand and yanked me to the table, and forced me to sign. And then went to the first meeting, went to the next couple meetings, and read a couple plays while I was there. And I was like, oh, like this is cool. Like the theater people are like fun in here, you know? The room is cool. Like you can kind of like play hide and seek around the drapes and like, and then I started taking classes. The high school that I went to had magnet programs, so I went into the fine arts program. Was in the drama club for all 4 years, um, and the classes and those like four levels, four being the most advanced, I think, and just that's kind of where I got the start of my training. And a lot of it was really like self educating. I very quickly discovered what musicals I like and what theater I love to do. Um, I didn't start off with musical theater. I kind of just did plays, and a lot of Shakespearean work, dramas, tragedies, and then probably around my junior years when I started really investing in musicals. Um, And then my best friend, who was the president of the club at the time, he auditioned for New World, and he didn't get into the school. But me seeing that, because I looked up to him so often, I kind of was like, well, if you didn't get in, like, I'm not going to get in. And my theater teacher at the time, who I still talk to, she was like, no, like, it's your journey. So you have to make to have your shot, and you should do it. I'm like, okay. So I auditioned, got in. Did New World, got my training there, and that's
Do
where
you
I would
want to tell
say.
the Do you want to tell the pod about how we could have met?
So New World has this program called like a mentor program. And so for the incoming freshmen, I believe the sophomores have to be the ones that become a mentee or mentor for the mentee. Um and they give you like all your paperwork and stuff like that. And I think for that program, I think I did see Michael's name on the sheet as my mentor, and never met him. Um and the first day of class, they're like, okay, like introducing your mentee to your mentor. And I'm like looking around, and this actor, Kevin Hinka, comes up to me and is like, hey, like I'm your mentor. And I'm like, oh, I thought my mentor was supposed to be this person named Michael. And he was like, yeah, Michael's not here at the moment. But I guess I finished New World, and what show did we meet, Michael?
Was it
Course.
Chorus Line? Might have been. I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure it is.
yeah. We officially met in Chorus Line, and we were having a conversation. We spoke about New World, and yeah, you were like, I think I was supposed to be your mentor, and I was like, I do remember saying I'm Michael.
That shit was so funny. I was literally sitting there and I just had like one of those That's So Raven flashbacks where it like zoomed in on my eye. And then I was like, Isaiah Scott, did you go to New World? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, I think I was your mentor. And he was like, oh shit. And like, thank God I wasn't, because I would have been an awful mentor. I would have been like, yeah, you want to fuck party? It would have been awful. But
See,
no,
but
it was
that's what
like,
makes you a perfect mentor, though, because we took the exact same path.
hey, but reconnecting and like having that moment where it was like in rehearsals, I was like, yo, we're gonna be best buds. So yeah, glad we're
Yeah,
here. It took a little
yeah.
bit, but glad
Took a
we're
little
here.
bit, but the fates kind of aligned us perfectly. Took the same track in school. Definitely went through the same experiences and the same issues when it came to professional training and schooling. But look at us now.
Yeah, professionals.
Yeah.
Professionals.
Put those air quotes down. So Isaiah, we met during Chorus Line, and you did the whole season at LPAC. You did Memphis and then Hello Dolly. So time to spill. Which one was your favorite and why?
Ooh. This is probably gonna be a no-brainer. I loved Hello Dolly.
Hmm. You're a
Um,
classical girly. I know.
but I loved Chorus Line too, and people would like to not put Chorus Line in the classical section, but it is.
Hmm.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
At
I
this
would
point,
have
I feel like
killed.
70s and up is like golden.
yeah.
Classic.
Yeah. 80s is still contemporary in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
Um, Chorus Line was a good moment. Um,
We had a lot of fun backstage.
yes,
That was a blast.
yes.
But like those
Um,
Jerry Herman musicals are fire.
Hello Dolly was so much fun. And then when the costumes came in, like the whole time during the rehearsal process, I was like in like period mode. And
Hmm.
like my biggest theater ick
Hmm.
is people that don't know how to get into the period. And like it's very easy to like get casted in a show and like kind of just do it, but like
Hmm.
you can't just do it. Even with like Legally Blonde, like Legally Blonde has a style to it.
Yes.
Um, and that style is different from the Heathers. They're similar,
Hmm.
but like there's definitely a difference. Same thing with Hello Dolly. Like Hello Dolly is so period.
Hmm.
Um, and the costumes added that fact. I like added that factor. Um, the moment we come on, like with the staccato, call
Hmm.
on Dolly, like it was just like beautiful. The grand staircase was beautiful. Um, the train, like put on your Sunday clothes, like it all was just like such a beautiful haze, and I loved being in that production. Um,
And you danced the shit out of it. So
yeah, the males get beat up in that show for sure.
the females, every female besides like the lead females, have a princess track, a literal act two. Cat, they don't come on until the court scene, basically. Like it's literally like the last 10
The
minutes, the
polka and the
polka,
chorus scene.
the last 10 minutes of the show.
Yeah.
That's it.
Listen, I get it. I as a person that has done like two Jerry Herman musicals, like they are not kind to certain groups.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Especially often the men, because it's that Gower choreography that
Our
just,
champion, yeah.
yeah, just like, uh,
Yeah.
Jesus.
When you like think about it, each number had a different, so when I think of dance numbers, I like to kind of like categorize them by like what plane my body is dancing at. So put on your
Mm-hmm.
Sunday clothes is on releve 99% of the time. And so I'm like, okay, well, we're in the upper region of the body. Um
Mm-hmm.
uh what's that song that the man does with all the men? It takes a woman. In
Yeah.
Takes a Woman, it's very low to the ground. We're stomping. The finale button, we're like on the ground. Um, Waiters Gallop in the music, it's very all over the place on the scale. And so it makes sense as to why there's a lot of chaos. And to me, it kind of encompasses all three realms, the high, the mid, and the low regions. Um, and then you have my favorite dance in the entire show. Um, Dancing, the ballet number when they're all dancing out through the park is, I cried probably every single time we've done it. I was honestly a ridiculous mess in the wings before we went on for that number because the flutes and the beautiful pastel and like it's ballet, so it lives in the mid region, your core. Um, and everything else, like the your legs and your arms have to follow what your mid region is doing, and it was just seeing Michael in a nice pastel bow tie with a vest. I was just like, look at this gentleman.
Insert photo here of me as a fucking pastel. That's one of my favorite photos. The boys' dressing room, though it may be the boys' dressing room from Hello Dolly, we did take a lot of wonderful photos together, and they're just like my favorite. And like Ursula let me grow out my beard for that one. And I was so grateful for it because I was doing callbacks at the same time. And I really, really wanted to keep my beard for the callbacks. And I remember this conversation I had with him. Like, I walked up to him and I was like, what do you want me to do with my beard? Like I usually do. And he
Mm-hmm.
goes, keep it. And I was like, really? And he was like, walk away before I change my mind. I was like, okay,
I'm
bye.
I'm
um,
telling you, every musical I asked Alex, I was like, can I keep some form of facial hair? Alex like, nope. I'm like, oh, okay. I,
Meanwhile, over at Slow Burn, Patrick's like, hey, yeah, can you give me mutton chops and a goatee? I'm like, yep.
oh,
Fuck.
Just like gotta walk around like that for 3 weeks.
My kids, oh god, I got roasted. Anyways, but Isaiah, how many times did you split your pants in Hello Dolly?
you know, too many to count. At first it started off as a really funny joke, but like it got to a point where like our dresser came up to me and was like, Isaiah, like you ripped your pants like almost every night this week. Like we cannot keep sewing up your pants. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add this little like gusset under. Is it a gusset? I think. Yeah, a
Yeah, it's
little
gusset.
gusset in your pants because I was like, yeah, guys, like, and I think now they've learned probably by like the end of Dolly that I have to be in things. Almost all my pants have to have a gusset in it if I'm dancing in it because they know me. I'm gonna rip it. Or my knees. I do a lot of knee work, like sliding on the floor or toe touches, and so that is another thing that like, yeah, we have to put patches on the inside of his pants because there will be holes.
I'd be sitting in the wings waiting to go on, and all I would think, because Isaiah, again, he was the first one. And how many leaps did you do? You did eight?
8, yeah,
Eight. The crazy
8 jump
fucking leaps.
squats.
Jumps and
Rip,
then into a full
rip,
plie where his
rip.
coccyx hit the floor, right? But he literally jumped up and then sat down, and it was like the episode of SpongeBob where he rips his pants. It literally was like, right? And and all I heard was like, because Big Larry came up and said, put me down, like the whole time. It was so fucking funny. But yeah, no, every time Isaiah would walk off and he would just be like, and I'm like, you ripped your pants, didn't you? And he was like, I ripped my
Yeah,
pants.
yeah.
I said that about 14 out of the 16 times.
And it's brutal because like if you rip your pants like at the end of Waiters Gallop, you're kind
You're
of
fucked.
screwed because we have to do a whole other number on stage with nothing covering our are behind. So I started to learn to not wear colorful underwear. I was like, let me wear the color of the pants, so at least it somewhat blends in. But like, yeah, doing penguin waddles across the stage and then the whole audience seeing our behind is.
Just ass out, ass
You got
out,
leopard print speedos on under that shit.
Oh
Like,
my gosh. And then
ass out for Hello
Dolly
Dolly.
says, one more time. And you're like, no.
get me the fuck off. No.
Oh,
Oh my
yeah.
god. So Isaiah, you also did Bye Bye Birdie at the Wick.
I did. I did do Bye Bye Birdie at the Wick with one of our close friends, our best friend, Alex Van Hasselt, as Kim McAfee.
My baby.
Yeah.
Alex Van Hasselt, we're
Um,
calling you out. Get on the
I have every time we have a lesson, and I tell her at the end of it, I'm like, you're gonna have to come on the podcast. Like,
yeah, I did Bye Bye Birdie. That was my, I consider it my first professional production in South Florida. Um, and what a beautiful, beautiful first production. I like lived like that show had everything I could have wanted. It was young at heart, the dancing was high energy, and it was golden age, and the music was like so camp. But not annoying camp, but so camp. Um
Yeah. It was great. It's one
love
of my favorite shows I've seen at the Wick. It was that and Beautiful. Those are my two favorites for sure. Bye Bye Birdie was so fun to watch.
yeah.
I wish I could have seen it and saw also icon Leah Sessa.
Oh, I know, as Rosie. Beautiful, beautiful show. I'm a little bit of a purist sometimes when it comes to musicals. So like I was a little sad when there was no Junko Gym for Telephone Hour, but it still
Oh
became
yeah.
was cute. It was still so
Mm-hmm.
cute. And I know Encores just did it as well, which was still a cute version as also. Um yeah, great experience at the Wick and in that musical. And I hope they do a lot more young spirited productions
Mm-hmm.
uh, where you have just some young heart. State Fair is one of them. Um, Mimi in St. Louis is one of them. Like,
Yeah.
something just a little like young.
Yeah.
I love their upcoming season. Camelot is one of my favorite musicals of all time. Um,
What are they doing? I don't even I'm so
it's
removed from South Florida theater nowadays that I'm
They're
like,
doing
ah.
the Fantastics.
Oh, I
They're
love that
doing Share
musical.
Show. So good. They're
They're
doing
the
Share
they're the
Show. My
they're the right theater to do show because of the amount of costumes they have in their fucking stock.
I agree. They're doing My Fair Lady. They're
Mm,
doing Camelot, and then there was one more. But
okay.
it's a cute season. It's good for the audiences there. I think that their audiences are going to eat that
Their
shit.
audience base is gonna like eat that shit up.
Yeah,
That's
the
a good.
entire season. Yeah.
I am shocked that they're doing fantastic. That's a very small show for the Wick. Maybe
Yeah.
that's why.
is it really? I'm not familiar with that one.
It's like max like 7 people.
Oh wow.
It's like and it's in like if they do it live, it is literally a piano and a harp.
Yep.
It is one of the tiniest little itty bitty shows. It
Well, they
was it
tend,
was
yeah.
it was like off Broadway for like 40 fucking years because it's literally like one set. Literally, it's a platform with like a cardboard moon and sun that they flip over, and like a little ribbon curtain and like a trunk and a stick.
Wow.
It's like
That's it.
bare bones,
Yeah.
Wow.
which is like for that large of a space, I'm kind of like
They do
interesting.
they do tend to like to do their first show to be very, very small, and they start to increase in size as the months go on. Um, My Fair Lady is gonna be fantastic though. Like
Yeah.
I actually just
Such a
watched a
good
clip
show.
the other day about it, and like the poses when they're all wearing the white outfits.
Oh my god, yes, yes, yes,
Oh,
yes, yes.
I was like, this is style, honey. This is what I live for. Like if your pose isn't arching your back and you are in pain, shaking in your costume, holding your little Cockney umbrella, I don't want it. Like it was so good.
I gotta get some of my friends from like the My Fair Lady tour on this thing because like I love that show. Anyway, go on.
And Camelot, I mean, I just small cast, large cast. I know I'm gonna cry because I just know that musical inside and out. Lancelot is a dream role of mine. Um, yeah, that's an era of Broadway that was just beautiful.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You beat me to it though, Isaiah. What are your dream roles?
Um, I had definitely Lancelot. A lot of my dream roles, I'm still so young,
Yeah.
so all of those roles I still have to kind of grow into.
Hey, well, if I'm an example for you, you could do it tomorrow.
Oh yeah. um, I definitely would love to be on the town. Um,
Mm.
I think the characters Dewey or Bobby, whoever sings "Lucky to Be Me." Um,
Yeah.
Seaweed and Hairspray is a dream role. Um,
A contemporary? Ooh.
yeah, I can. Throw Canary in there.
Come on, Mark Shaman. Shout out Mark Shaman.
Um, that's all kind of. City of Angels would kill to do that.
That is an
Yeah.
underrated show.
That's a great fucking show.
That's like 110 in the Shade for me. I love
Yes.
110 in the Shade.
Oh, Billy Starbuck. Now that you are on it, I would love to be Billy Starbuck in 110 in the Shade. Yeah, that's kind of all that's coming to mind right now.
Gotcha. And what is one show, Isaiah, that if you were offered an infinite amount of money that you would not do? I got him, ladies and gentlemen.
That I wouldn't do.
The show is your hard refusal.
It is a absolute no. You got called back for whatever role you want, infinite money, infinite, amenities. It's a no. I'll start with mine. The
Yeah,
viewers
start
know
with
it. Annie. No shot.
Ooh.
Mine, Dear Evan Hansen.
I do not like Annie. You know,
I'm the one person that
it's
does
gonna
like
be
Annie.
really tragic to say. But I don't like Into the Woods.
Listen. I fully disagree with you, but I'm very intrigued by your hot take.
I am extremely intrigued. Oh my God, we need to put a trigger warning for the first time in the podcast.
Tape scratcher.
No, please explain your take.
And you were mad at me for not liking Oh My God? Okay.
Listen.
Oh my God, the girls are fighting. I can't.
Wait, can I take back my answer? But I'll also give an explanation. So I actually know the music of Into the Woods very well. I love some of the messages in the show with the songs. Like Children Will Listen is beautiful. Um Agni, Giants in the Sky, like it's good. Um, I just don't know if I could do it because whenever Into the Woods is done, it's not done as pure as I would like it to be.
Okay, I think that's
There's
very fair.
always a weird spin or a weird edit to it instead of it just being simple. Because the
Like,
music will do all the talking.
so by simple, do you mean like you want it like the OG production and not having an added concept? Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I can get behind that.
But now that I said that, I'm gonna take back my answer. I would love to kind of be in it, but it's definitely not my first choice. Now, what I would absolutely not take at all, ever, period,
Mm-hmm.
is Pippin.
Interesting.
That's
Pippin.
another head scratcher
Are you
right
just not
now.
like a Fosse person or
You
No,
would
I
eat
do
that
love
up
Sweet
though.
Charity, but Pippin is so.
I mean, granted, the plot is weird,
weird?
very weird. I remember watching my brother do it, and I was like, we got to intermission. And I was like, I have no fucking clue what's happening. The music is gorgeous and the choreo is phenomenal, but I have no fucking clue what's going on. He's
Yeah,
wearing a crown now, and he killed his dad. That's I was like, all right, you
it
know.
just doesn't do anything. Like at this point, let's do Barnum or what's it, Sideshow.
Yeah.
Show's gorgeous though.
Definitely wouldn't do Rent. I'm sorry, I cannot stand Rent.
Do you
I,
think do you think it's because of the era of musical theater that you grew up with, or do you feel like if you had some time, because this is how I feel about Rent. Rent is something that I mean I'm older than y'all, but like I grew up with Rent and like I did love it when I was young, but I feel like it's becoming a period piece now and we need to leave it alone for a while and then come
Hmm.
back to it so we can appreciate it for what it is.
I agree.
That's valid.
What is your take on it? Is it just like the content or
I think for the time period, it was definitely pioneering.
yeah.
Um, but it became so quickly oversaturated.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we haven't given it time, like you said, to marinate
Yeah.
and to kind of get lost in the past a little bit and then bring it back. Um, right now is not that time because the messages that Rent, in my opinion, gives the audience is things that we've already touched and we've already moved past.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and is being the same topics are being talked about still in product in modern work, but in a different way on like a different piece of that topic than
Yeah.
the piece of the topic that Rent was talking about. You know,
Yeah.
yeah,
Rent needs to just retire for a little bit and become more of a period piece. And I think then it could be loved again. It just
yes.
needs if it could go away for like 15 years, I think. And then it come back like at like a I don't know, like a city centers or something for like a summer gig. I think it would be like the move. It needs like 15 plus years.
Yeah,
Right.
let her marinate a little bit.
Yeah,
Rent,
yeah, yeah.
let Rent fine wine it out. You know.
Yeah.
Fine, wine it out for sure. Um, Dreamroll, definitely Peter Pan. That's probably on my bucket list now.
Yeah.
Was to be Peter Pan. Really bad.
Have you been submitting for that tour?
I have like crazy. They're
Just like,
probably
let
tired.
me in, let me in.
They're probably tired of seeing my reels that I'm sending in. But even if I'm like ensemble, I just like really want to be in that production, and then I'll like kind of work my way to the top.
There you go.
But yeah, Peter Pan is something that I connect with now even. And I kind of have that role and who he is kind of always in the back of my mind when I'm doing productions. And that's kind of, I would say, my archetype that I'm currently showcasing with my
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
work and with my auditions. Um, I did a lot of bright-eyed work, I would call it. But I now for this audition season am definitely looking to. I was telling you, Michael, after parade, like looking to kind of be like a firecracker and show something that is shocking, and that people haven't seen of me before. Um,
Yeah,
I
that's what
very
I specifically did with Parade. I get
yeah,
it. Yeah.
I specifically very quickly am in the dancing boy category,
Mm-hmm.
um, which is fine. I don't want to get stuck there though.
Yeah.
Um, and it's so easy. It's so easy because I do love dancing, and it's so hard to give it up because when I'm in a dance callback or a dance audition, like I'm gonna give it my all. because
Yeah.
I love dancing, but
Of course.
I'm starting to kind of like be like, maybe I should kind of like purposely be trash so I can like
I don't think it's purposely be trash. But I 100% agree, and this is something I've told to Michael and stuff. It's it's one thing if you want to live in the box that is getting you work and stuff. Whatever it is, like that's like the go-to product that can easily get you in the door and da 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 da. Da. But like, I think I think it's hard because when you sit here and like we're fortunate that we're all like working. We're
yes,
constantly working, and that's not something that a lot of people can say. And it's nothing like so you feel like a lot of guilt to be like I have to take the job, I have to take the job, because like you got to keep the work going and stuff. But it's also like what is the step? Is it better for your career for you to like be showcasing a specific thing that is going to bring you to another level, um and then you might miss out on like a show or two, you know
right,
Hmm.
so you can make sure that you're not kept in a box with like a very narrow specific skill set of yours,
right,
because that's something that can also burn you out,
yes,
is just being in that like one little world and like you can't fucking get out of it.
yes,
So like I 1000% get it.
yeah. And I mean, like my my thing that I've been working on for a long time is like finding my voice. Like I'm a super like soft-spoken person. I just become more loud when I'm around the people that I feel comfortable with. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and that's just because of school trauma, but um and like being vulnerable, but uh very soft-spoken person and like even singing, like I'm still very subconscious about it, though I would like to think that I have a pretty good baritone.
You do.
It's just the roles allotted for my archetype has not come just yet. And so that's why I'm like, I'm chilling on kind of like dancing for now, but I definitely want to slowly start being like, hey, like I finally found the song. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
because you only get such a small window of time in an audition. You got to like come in high.
Mm-hmm.
um, and Legally Blonde, ironically, is the show that is making me feel more loud vocally and like
Yeah.
how I want to express and like how I want to speak and like how I want to sing. And it's so
Oh,
funny
I heard
because
you. Damn! I was like, oh, there he is.
yeah, I mean, I even catch Michael off guard. He's like, "Is that Isaiah?" Like, who's
Yeah. I literally once during the show, I was like, who is holding down that baritone line, sir? Like hitting it.
that?
Dude,
Yeah,
it's good shit.
yeah,
Maybe it's to focus submitting on shows that will like have like a certain vibe, like a certain energy level, a
hmm
certain like stylistic choice, and maybe like that's like the key to like I don't know, keeping you energized and going and helping you step into like your voice,
yes,
you know?
100%. Um,
Hmm.
I'm hoping someone does Big River.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no one does that show. They should do that show.
South Florida Regional Premiere Big River
Listen up for the
is
people
very
who listen.
ensemble heavy.
But also, like, you have a pretty fat resume. I think you could travel out of state. Honestly, I love talking about them, but like, I feel like you would really love Arizona Broadway Theater because they do a lot of those
I
classics and
I
stuff. They
just
literally
saw
just closed Dolly.
they were asking for some submissions, so I definitely was looking at that. Yeah.
Go get that Whataburger.
Listen, I've worked there like 4 or 5 times. Lovely company, great housing. Um, it's an 8 show week. It's for like a couple months. I love those gigs. Also, it's like 2 hours away from Sedona. Like you're a half an hour from like downtown Phoenix. It's like a lit
Yeah.
contract.
They
It's
look really good. Like their production quality looks superb.
yeah, they do. They got they. They got that money, honey. But
That's right.
yeah, no. But I feel like the style of stuff that you like to do, I feel like you would mesh very well with them.
Yeah. I also
So,
recently moved to Atlanta, so I'm trying to get into City Springs as well. They do
ooh,
pretty
there you
good there.
go. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
What would you guys like to see as a regional premiere in South Florida?
yeah. I don't know if it would be a regional premiere because I don't know like the theaters like that, but I feel like some of these smaller theaters are like missing out on doing title of show. I feel like
It's
I feel like we have like enough of a theater scene where like people would come to see it.
Right.
I
Hmm.
also feel like South Florida would really crush Sunday in the Park with George.
They did at Zoetic a few in which year? It was the year that I was up with the carbonara.
That must have
I don't know.
been years ago. Prior
20
2018 at least.
yeah,
It
prior.
was 2017. Yes. Oh my god, that like got me in the gut.
Watch
You're like that
this.
must
I'm
have
gonna
been
get you
years
again. The
ago. It's
year
like
I graduated high school.
you know what? Okay, listen. It was my first year in professional theater. Damn, dude. Damn. Yeah, I graduated college in 2016.
You know what I want though?
What?
Beetlejuice.
Ooh, that would be
Isn't that just
fun.
like living on the ships right now? I feel like it's not like coming to like
I know, but like
I don't think the rights are out yet for like
yeah, I've just been told that I'd play a really good Beetlejuice by like a couple of people now. To
oh
the point,
yeah, that's
Oh yeah.
that's very much like up your alley.
yeah. So I was like, let's get this done. Let's
I
bring
feel
it
like
on.
I feel like that's like a show that like Slowburn will like snatch up as soon as like the rights become available.
Oh yeah,
That
it's
Mean
so good.
Girls, like Patrick would.
Hmm.
Oh, Patrick, I know for sure is waiting for that Mean Girls like non-actor to like stop so he can get the rights.
100%.
He's waiting. He's just like
But like I feel like Heather's would be better than Mean Girls.
they did Heather's.
Oh, I was a myth
They
at that.
once again, this was back in the olden days when I
It
was
was like
first starting.
2016.
It was like 2016 to like 20.
No.
I'm old. I'm an elderly 30-year-old in the scene. So yeah. No, they did do Heather's. They were like that I think that's what Leah got the
It was
carbonara
Heather
for.
Chandler.
Yeah.
Yeah. Leah Sessa was Heather Chandler.
Yeah, yeah. And your boy Bruno was JD.
Yeah, Bruno Faria was JD.
Yep, yep, yep.
Yeah. So, Isaiah, we are coming to a close. What I would like you to do is one, give a piece of advice to my students that watch the pod. And then I would like you to shout out your social medias and, if you want to talk about what you got coming or if you want to promote what you're doing now, I would like you just to shout out yourself.
Definitely. Well, thank you guys for having me. A piece of advice I would give to young performers is to definitely keep dreaming. Keep dreaming. Like that love that you have for the craft, whatever it is, whether you do musical theater or if you just act, and do plays, like if you love Shakespeare, you chase that Shakespeare, or if you do musical theater but you love to sing more than dance, that is totally okay. Sing your heart out. If you are a dancer, you better dance your face off. And just because you personally feel like you're not as strong as some others in certain categories, that is okay, because what you have to offer as yourself is so worth it, and like just so worth you being in the production, whatever it is that you want to be in, and to just never give up on yourself. Um, if you want something, do it, chase it, and you will get it. I promise you.
Hell yeah.
And what do I have next? I'm currently gonna do next month South Pacific at Lauderhill Performing Arts Center.
Hell
Um,
yeah.
yeah, as the role of Henry and ensemble. And if you would like to follow me and keep up with my little shenanigans with Michael, you can follow my Instagram. It is Isaiah VS. That'll be IZAIAH V as in Victor, S as in Scott.
Oh,
Right.
thank you so much for coming on.
Of course, I would love to be here again.
Hell yeah.
He's planting the seeds for a return
He's like, I'm coming back to the chaos.
as he sips his
After
tea.
audition season T.
Oh, hell fucking
Oh,
yeah.
we're right there. Don't remind me.
We're so close.
Oh, Christ. All right. Well, thank you for tuning into Non-Egg Nonsense. We come to you on Mondays on your dark days. This is Michael Matadomini signing off.
This is Cat Gold signing off, and
This is Isaiah signing off.
All right. Thanks for tuning in. Stay happy, stay healthy.
Go!